do want to ask you a question, because I did bring up good points about, what you teach your son how to treat a woman. But on the reverse, what are y'all teaching your daughters how to treat a man? Like, what are some examples of that?
I definitely teach my daughter, make sure you look good, you smell good, keep your hygiene up, make sure you keep up your mental. You have to teach your girls what it is, and let them figure out what it is that they want for themselves.
Well, my only issue is when it comes to when you teach men how to treat a woman, it's like straight to the point. You gotta open doors, do that. When it comes to a woman now, she gotta work on herself. But y'all don't say that when it comes to the men.
My mother didn't teach me how to take care of, how to love a man. Because we were created for you. We already know. That's what I'm saying. You already know. We already know.
Society has proven different. Everything that's supposed to be natural ain't natural.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Watching this made me really sad because I wasn't raised like this, and I really believe that a lot of people set their kids up for failure, because you have to think of this. When your kids are young, you should be teaching them how to maneuver in life, what morals they should be having, you know what I mean, the standards they should have for themselves, how to conduct themselves around people, how to be polite, learning how to have a higher vocabulary, educating themselves, reading, just becoming an all-around better person. When your kid gets to the age where they want to start dating, whether it's a female or a male, a son or a daughter, you should be implementing things into their mindset so they understand the male nature and the female nature, the good and the bad. And don't sit there and be all like, no man-hating stuff and no woman-hating stuff. You're not going to give your kid a nice perspective of what's going on in the world if you have a tainted view of things. And I find it really sad that women will still date men and not know anything about men, also not know what they bring to the table, what they can offer. And then this is the reason why women, when you ask them questions, not all women, y'all, not all women, why they get upset about these type of things, because they weren't taught that. And here's my biggest thing. Even if you're not taught something and you still want to date the opposite gender, shouldn't you be looking up on things that will help you get closer to that? Maybe you'll look up characteristic traits that feminine women have that men love. No one's saying change yourself, but there are things you have to do in a relationship that make a dynamic flow, and vice versa with the men. My grandma always told me this: keep yourself looking nice. She said, stay skinny. My grandma doesn't work out, but she said, stay skinny. So whatever that means, stay skinny. Another thing, always feed your husband. And then she didn't say this when I was younger until I got into high school, and keep his pee-pee drained. And I'm like, all right, grandma, all right. Another thing too, she always told me to watch my mouth, because one of the things about me, I'm pretty sure you could tell by watching my content, I'm a little slick at the mouth, babe. Sorry, fucking sorry, but I am. And one of the things my grandma always told me is, you're a sweetheart, but sometimes that mouth could be really bad. So she said, work on that and control that. And she's definitely right. I took that criticism very, very respectfully. But like I said, my grandma implemented a lot of things in me this is the reason why I think the way that I do. And now you see why I talk about the content that I do. Same thing with my grandma always said, make sure that you cook for the family first and you eat after. I don't know, y'all. I find it more like comforting when I cook for my man. Like, even when I cook for myself, I'm like, oh, whatever, plate it, put it in a bowl. For my man, I'll do like the whole little thing right there for the sauce. I'll do all this extra stuff. I don't know. I just go the extra mile for somebody when I'm in a relationship with them. And again, I think this all comes from my grandparents. And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the most perfect person in the world, because I'm not. I've definitely had relationships where I didn't know these things, or I didn't implement these things, I should say. So if I were you, and you're a woman and you want to date a man, I would suggest you guys listen to men about the things that they want. There's times where there's nothing wrong with listening to women. You guys tune into my stuff and you can see that I'm very on the fence of women and very on the fence of men. I love y'all both. I don't hate anybody. I just hate these toxic people. Be careful with the people you go to advice for, because there's women out here that are so toxic, they're giving you skewed advice. All because Tommy in the past years has cheated on her. You know what I mean? Now she hates men. You can't go to men and women who hate the opposite gender. You need to go to somebody who, you win some, you lose some. You date people, it doesn't work out, but there's still good men and women out here. You need somebody with a mindset like that. And I highly suggest going to healed men that are in relationships or that are married and ask them, what are things that flourish in your relationship that you think that other women might need to know? Or ask the married woman who's been doing all that work for so long. Like I said, that's like the key thing there. That, or like I said, you could just read books. I really feel bad for society, because if everybody's raising their sons to be good kids, be nice to women, open the doors, do all that good stuff, and women are out here doing the opposite, how do you think that dynamic is going to work? Yeah. And like I said, if you ask women what they bring to the table and they can't answer that, I suggest not dating people like that. Also, if you ask a woman, what did your mother teach you about how to be a good partner? And if she can't answer that, I don't know if that's a good thing. It's the same thing as asking a man, how can you provide for me and how can you take care of this family? If he can't answer that, he's not ready. If you get mad at uncomfortable conversations, I'm sorry to say this, you're not ready. Your adulting is not there yet, because you have to think about that. These are conversations you need to have because this is going to build the foundation of your relationship. And like I said, if you're not ready to put in the work for a man or for a woman and compromise and build together, it is never going to work. And if you think he's supposed to do all these things for you, open doors, give you an allowance, buy you the rings that you want, buy you everything that you ask for, and then you can't even cook, you don't even know how to pour words of encouragement into him, you don't even know when your man's depressed, you don't know how to give him space because a lot of men love space, you don't know how to be nurturing, you don't know anything he likes, you don't even buy him gifts every now and then, you don't even take care of him, that dynamic is never going to work. You're just going to be a leech and a user. I'm not trying to be rude, but if you go about it that way and you're not learning and you're not implementing certain things, I'm telling you, there are so many books on relationships, y'all. I'm telling you, instead of watching that TV, read them damn books. Read them damn books. But I'm done with this topic, y'all. I just find it sad that a lot of people don't know how to take care of the opposite gender. And for me, I'm 30. So if I meet somebody my age and they're still, I don't know about this, that doesn't make any sense to me. That tells me you don't care enough. Sorry, y'all. I try to pay attention as much as I can and try to read as many books as I can so I can gain as much knowledge as I can. Because the last thing I want to do is, if you've ever hurt somebody, or if you ever heard somebody say, like, you're not a good person, or I don't feel safe with you as a partner, or you're not doing your part, that should make you want to be better. You know what I mean? You should want to impact people's life in a positive manner. And as a woman, why would you want to go around being with men and they all say the same thing? She hurt me. She broke my heart. She was evil to me. She took advantage of me. So like I said, we've all been there. We've all had toxic stages. We've all had our moments where we weren't the best. But like I said, you can change that by reading books and being better. But if you don't want to date, you don't got to date. This is not for ladies who want to date. So don't go crazy in the fucking comments. Have a good one.